Here's the audience. Imagine waking up one morning, having no feeling in one side of your face, and having double vision, or worse, no vision. You call your doctor, and he gets you in 4 hours later, only your symptoms have completely subsided. He diagnoses you and then proceeds to tell you you won't live to see your 5-year-old son graduate high school unless you're in a wheelchair, and you definitely won't see him enter his 30s. This happened to my father-in-law 23 years ago. He was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, or more commonly known as MS. I hope to inform you and make you aware of the disease that starts out silent but progresses into a far more serious condition. What is MS and its symptoms? Who gets it? Is there a treatment for it? What is multiple sclerosis? MS is a chronic, often disabling disease that attacks the central nervous system. The central nervous system is made up of the brain, spinal cord, and optic nerves. The path a nerve signal travels is protected by the myelin sheath. MS erodes this and the underlying nerve fiber and breaks down the nerve and the ability for the nerve to transmit signals. In the article Multiple Sclerosis, Hope Through Research by the National Multiple Sclerosis and Stroke Community, they describe MS as an autoimmune disease. Autoimmunity is the state in which the immune system confuses self molecules for foreign molecules, and the immune cells start to attack on self molecules. Immune cells protect the body from bacteria and viruses, but in MS, something goes wrong. Immune cells infiltrate the brain and spinal cord and attack on the myelin sheath. This is the silent part. It can take years before you know something is wrong. It's when the ongoing damage occurs that it causes mild symptoms like numbness in your limbs, double vision, which can be mistaken or overlooked. Then symptoms disappear just as quickly as they came, and life goes on as normal. However, in more severe cases, blindness and paralysis occur. Symptoms may be temporary or permanent. No two cases are the same, and the disease varies from person to person. With that in mind, let's move on to the next point. Who gets multiple sclerosis? According to the author Melissa Stouffer, in her book Understanding Multiple Sclerosis, MS has been described as a disease of the Caucasian. Although people from Africa, Asia, and South America are not immune, it is just not as common. It is 2 to 3 times more likely to happen in women than men, and it's more likely for you to develop MS if you have a blood relative with the disease. This confirms a genetic link. Environmental links have also been discovered and shown that the growing distance from the equator, there are more MS diagnoses. No specific person is destined to have MS. However, it is more prevalent in Caucasian women, people with direct bloodlines, and people living further from the equator. So far, I've discussed what MS is, and its symptoms, and who gets it. I will now discuss treatments for MS and what they have done for their users. Once you show symptoms of MS, your doctor will have you go through an MRI. MRIs show where the myelin has become damaged. This is called scar tissue or sclerosis, as shown here, a normal brain, and then a brain with signs of MS or scar tissue in the brain. Once you have been diagnosed, your treatment begins and continues for the rest of your life. One treatment talked about in the book Multiple Sclerosis, Etiology, Diagnosis, and New Treatment Strategies, edited by Michael J. Olick, Doctor of Osteopathy, showed a small preliminary placebo-controlled study in humans using the antibody natalizumab. It found that the drug reduced the number of brain lesions after just 1 month and was sustained through the treatment period in all but one of the 23 patients given the treatment. The natalizumab was also well tolerated, with a safety outline similar to that of the placebo. More research must be performed before firm recommendations can be made regarding the use of this agent. Another treatment described by Dr. Olick's book is the use of mitoxantrone. There was a study done with 194 patients, half given the mitoxantrone and half given the placebo. The patients receiving the drug showed reducing progression in disability and clinical flare-ups, while the placebos showed no improvement. Finally, another type of treatment explained by Nigel Mills in the book Qigong for multiple sclerosis is Qigong. It's a treatment used in China. It includes gentle body movements, self-massage, balanced diet, sufficient rest, avoiding stress, and refraining from overindulgence. Qigong is not a Western medical approach, but it has shown to improve patients' balance, stress, and improves movements of the body that MS has impaired. In conclusion, there are many symptoms that come along with MS. There is also no one specific type of person targeted by MS, and there are many treatments being used to improve one's life who is the victim of MS. However, every case is unique. My father-in-law has lived with MS for 23 years. He attended his son's high school graduation on his own 2 feet, and I can happily say he is alive to see his son making his way into his 30s. This is my audience.